I think as soon as everybody's in here, we should start, just to be on time.
What's that?
Just to be on time, we should get everyone in here.
All right. I'll see if
Looks like it's just you and me to start with.
Okay. Oh, right, honey. Be mindful for the cameras. Okay.
We have one person with us that braved the first. We have sort of a 15-minute window for people to arrive, so I'm glad you're here. What's your name? Joshua. Joshua
Blue.
Blue. I should be able to remember that.
You
My
have a choice, Joshua or Blue.
Uh-huh.
We met at the Open Action Conference, or you know now.
I do. Oh,
Or-
cool. Oh, right. At the school, right, yeah. That hasn't happened for a couple of years, but
That's right. We're going to meet him.
yeah. Just playing a little welcoming music. Hi. Welcome. circle from the speakers there at the end. We're just playing a little as people are arriving. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see some people filtering in. We never know who's going to show up.
Jewish time.
Yes, Jewish time, I know. Always have to think of Rabbi Hanan. when we gather, because Ad Olam Synagogue Without Walls was Rabbi Hanan Sills' baby. And as he likes to say, we're running with the ball. Jewishing. And we do have these green books. We're going to follow a little bit. Not sure where Jordan is.
Beth.
I guess we'll do return again.
Okay.
There's a song called Return Again, written by Shlomo Karbach. And, I think it's 35 in that green book, has words.
There was enough in the monitor for me.
Okay.
If you need more, go for it.
Page 35, yeah.
Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
Welcome to Rosh Hashanah with Ad Olam, Synagogue Without Walls. Ad Olam began as an inspiration of the late Rabbi Hanan Sills. He taught that Jewishing was a verb. It could be an active process more than an identity. Jewishing, he taught, is the art and practice of making the spirit and wisdom of our traditions come alive, not suffocating them with rigid walls of concepts and fixed truths. Even though he's gone in body, he is the strong force that holds the universe together. And that candle lit now is, I put there just to remind us and remember him. And the Moxor, the prayer book behind it, was the one he created. And so we just put there to remember his influence in creating this service. I'm Jordan Michels, and I'm the president of Ad Olam, so I like to call myself maybe the weak force that holds us together a little bit. The other tricksters of Ad Olam are Rob Tobias, who's the creative director for tonight's event, and Aruna, Beth, Miriam Rose, over in the corner over there, the other side, and she's the director for the Yom Kippur Kol Nidre evening service coming up on the 4th. And the other people involved is Emily Fox and Yossi Weintraub are doing the Yom Kippur morning service by Zoom. I don't think they're here tonight. And many people that came to help tonight also, and have been regular parts of, or new part of Ad Olam, and I'll thank them a little later in the service. Tonight, though, we also have Debbie Sugarman, Chico Schwal, and Len Seligman here helping with voices and instrument. And schedule for the rest of the events is by the front door and online, adolam.org. And after the service, there'll be kiddush with wine, grape juice, challah, apples and honey. Probably about 9 o'clock, hopefully.
And there is
Or before.
gluten-free. There's
Could be
gluten-free challah.
8:45 is right.
Maybe 8:45. Rob's saying 8:45. Okay. So Rob and I are going to do a traditional prayer poem written by Rabbi Lynn Gottlieb.
You can follow along at 35. It's also on page
35. This green book is the book we'll be using for the services. We've compiled it over the years and keep adding to it, so you'll find you'll be going back and forth all over the place, and I'm sorry about that.
By the way, this is a celebration of the Jewish New Year. In case you thought you were coming to a yoga class or something like that.
But feel free to do some yoga. It's okay. It's all right. The green book, just use the green book. The blue book is just for people that really want to be with Hanan. They can take a blue book too. There's just a few copies here. On the new moon of Tishri,
The month of harmony's return.
we remember and renew the dance of creation inside of us,
In community.
in the way we touch life.
On the 7th month,
We gather to renew ourselves on life's way by pausing
and looking inward.
to behold the landscape of our traveled way. During these days, we will call up the fearful demons who hinder our path
and sing to them our shadow's song.
until we wrest from them a blessing.
This time of year, we heal our wounds.
By invoking the ancient ways of restoring inner peace.
We cast our crumbs to
To
the
the
river.
river.
Beat our chests.
Blow the shofar.
Confess the crooked way.
We sing, dance, share our food, tell our stories and pray.
And in the pause of celebration,
We
we're
are free to forgive,
embrace,
reconcile,
and restore at one-ment to the soul.
until we find again our common heart of joy.
And if you could join us for the candle lighting. Please join us, come up. And can I have a B minor, please?
It's on page 68, is that right? Yeah. Page 68. That was Hanan being a prankster. That's his candle.
Who brings us into sacred holy space by kindling the lights of his holy day. And please join me for the Shehecheyanu. Aruna.
Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehecheyanu, V'hiyanu, V'hiyanu, Aslam hazeh.
Blessed are you, source of life, spirit of the universe, who has sustained us and brought us to this very moment through many things.
And there's a little chant that Morgan of Singing Live wrote. It goes like this. Every day I'm born anew to the light of the world. Every day I'm born anew, rising whole and in my truth. Every day I'm born anew to the light of the world. Every day I'm born anew, rising whole and in my truth. Every day I'm born anew to the light of the world. Every day I'm born anew, rising whole and in my truth. Every day I'm born anew to the light of the world. Every day I'm born anew, rising whole and in my truth. Every day I'm born anew to the light of the world. Every day I'm born anew, rising whole and in my truth. Every day I'm born anew. You can be seated.
I didn't know he put another candle there. Who would do that?
I know we talked a lot about Rabbi Hanan, but one thing he taught us was something his daughter taught him about the structure of a Jewish service. And we kind of follow that, although we're not really in a very traditional mode. We do have a lot of songs that have come forth over the years. But the structure, as he taught it, was in 5 words, really 3, but 2 are repeated. But it's wow, we, I, we, wow. So wow is kind of, we start in the wow of just like amazing that the universe is, and that we are, all the things that sustain us, and all the bigness of the world and the universe. And then as the service goes along, we get into the we, about the community and about us. And at the heart of it is the I, and it's called the Amidah, the meditation, and our own little personal inward thing. And then come back out again into we and some of our stories, and then we'll end with a wow and awesomeness and amazement again. So just that's the preview of this structure, how we put this together. And we have a reading now to...
Yeah. Joshua's going to help me with this. And it's turning inward. Rosh Hashanah initiates the turning inward period of fall, winter, as summer plants literally go to seed.
The earth prepares for the long winter, cooking life beneath the surface. Dark increases and trees go bare.
We too are part of this natural system of turning in and out. These high holiday traditions help us look at our place in the turning of the seasons.
We are coming into the time of Libra and Tishri, whose symbol is balance. On Rosh Hashanah, our task is to look at what is not in balance in ourselves, in our community, and in our world.
It is a time of renewal, in the sense of regaining a vision of clarity of what is working and what is not.
A clarity of what we need to call in and what we need to let go of. We do this with rachamim, or compassion, and teshuvah, or returning.
May you know to come the blessing that is you.
May you be renewed with the turning of the year.
Thank you, Joshua.
And on the same page 36, is a song called Open Up the Gates, Pete Cooley.
Open up the gates of justice. Open up, begin again. And open up the gates of righteousness and praise Hashem. And praise Hashem. And praise Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Pete Cooley, Shevet Tzedek, Avova Mordekayana, Hashem Zama, Hashem Baruch, Hashem Baruch Hashem. Open up the gates of justice. Open up and let me in. Open up the gates of righteousness and praise Hashem. And praise Hashem. And praise Hashem. Baruch Hashem.
I want to say something about Hashem. For those that aren't familiar, Hashem is a Hebrew word that means the name, and it's sometimes used to denote the name of God, which some traditions, certainly Judaism holds. There's no word that can hold the divine, that can hold the unity. Any word you can apply would be limited. And so Hashem, the name, is actually a shortening of the longer Hebrew, which means the name that cannot be named. So it's a kind of a loving word that's used by the Hasids a lot, and I think it's a great term for God.
I also know it as all the names, like any name, that it encompasses.
Yeah, beyond all the names.
Yeah.
It's all everything. Jasmine, come on up. We're going to do The Guest House by Rumi, and Jasmine's going to help me. And if you don't know Jasmine, she's the heart behind Spirit Heart. So thank you, Jasmine, for the place.
The guest house. This being human is a guest house.
Every morning, a new arrival.
A joy.
A depression.
A meanness.
Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor.
Welcome and entertain them all.
Even if they're a crowd of sorrows.
Who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture.
Still, treat each guest honorably.
He may be clearing you out for some new delight.
The dark thought.
The shame.
The malice.
Meet them at the door, laughing.
And invite them in.
Be grateful for whoever comes.
Because each has been sent by a guide from beyond, from Hashem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Jasmine, for facilitating this nice space. Yeah.
Oh, page 32.
We're going into a song about awe, and there's a short reading about it, but Rosh Hashanah begins this period known as the Days of Awe, which is a 10-day period of introspection. And awe is like amazement. Awe has many different meanings, and comes from, I think the root, it comes from fear, that it's very close, this being afraid and being in awe has its relationship. And I don't know, I like to choose more, go more towards the amazement and the awesomeness of things than fear. But fear is definitely plays a factor in our lives. But yeah, so as we head into examining, that's what kind of some of this reading I think is about.
This is a reading by Rabbi David Cooper on page 32, and I'm going to start about halfway down where it says Paths of Awe. David Cooper is kind of a teacher, a Kabbalist. True wisdom comes from the understanding that the universe is balanced on our actions, each and every one of us. Our understanding of the significance of this mystical fact leads us to an awesome conclusion. Each one of us is responsible for how the universe will unfold. Kabbalah says that once we appreciate the divine presence is everywhere, we come to realize that nothing is too small to be excluded from it. No gesture is inconsequential. Everything has meaning. A falling leaf, a bird call, the shape of a cloud. If this is true, we can barely imagine the implications of the things that we do. This is how we cultivate awe.
And then on page 37 is a bit about teshuvah, which we also think of this time as a turning of the seasons, and teshuvah is a Hebrew word for turning.
I have a reader for that, I think. Oh.
Page 37.
Where's that? Somebody have the Shuv reading here? Oh, there it is. Okay. Page 4. Alex?
Yeah, are you doing the red? I'm doing the black.
Oh, I'll do the red, that's right. Teshuvah is a turning away from illusions.
The illusions of a mind conditioned by society,
It is a letting go of all preconceived notions,
so that one can be guided to the true home of the soul.
and the being can manifest in truth.
In the days of awe, we come together to center ourselves. In the days of awe, we come together to cleanse ourselves. Teshuvah, turning to the essence. Teshuvah, we are returning to the essence of who we are, of who we are, of who we are, of who we are. In the days of awe, we come together to center ourselves. In the days of awe, we come together to cleanse ourselves. Teshuvah, returning to the essence. Teshuvah, turning the days of all, we come together to center ourselves. Yes, in the days of all, we come together to cleanse ourselves. Teshuvah, we are returning to the essence. Teshuvah, we are returning to the essence.
Come to the mini shofar service. Shofar is the ram's horn, which was used to traditional times to wake us up. So Chico's going to help us wake us up in a minute. And Aruna, Beth, you're going to start with a blessing.
Are you going to read it first?
We'll read it first, and you'll know when your time has come. We'll call the names.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. We bless the ever-present, boundless energy unfolding the universe who listens deeply to the sounds of the shofar.
And on page 37 is the little service there if you want to follow. Listen to the shofar.
It blasts, tremble with promise.
They sing of a world united, making war on want and disease.
A world in which children grow tall in body, in spirit and mind.
Enjoying clean air and sunlight.
Nurtured on bread and hope.
The shofar proclaims a better tomorrow.
When love and peace will prevail.
When people of all nations,
all races, all creeds,
will unite to do the Holy One's will.
And all of us will become a single family.
Let us together proclaim each shofar command and listen to the blast. Tekiah! Shavarim! Give it another try. Taruah! Tekiah Gedolah!
Blessed are you who makes us holy through our holy deeds.
And asks us to hear the sounding of the shofar.
We were with you on that one, Chico.
Avinu Mekenu reading, that's Susan Levine.
Struggling with the shofar is a tradition in Judaism.
What? Yeah. Just go ahead and read it. You're on.
Our center, whole being that we are, now open the ears of our hearts, our deep inner self. Oh, now open our hearts that we grace this world with our deeds. Let us bring forth all we are through lives of justice and love. Let us become more loving and just to set free the God that we are.
On page 4 is Avinu Malkeinu is a traditional song in a minor key. I did a little rewrite a few years back in a major key.
You are the river of creation. Wanna get to know you, but I get so lost in this civilization. I know we can't hold you or contain you. It's when we let go, that's when life flows right through us. Open our eyes, open our minds to know your wisdom. Open our hearts, open our mouths so we can sing, so we can sing. We look to you in this change of season. You give us life, and with each breath your inspiration. You are mother, father, guide, and teacher. Answer our prayers, give us mercy, justice, and compassion. Open our minds to know your wisdom. Open our hearts, open our mouths so we can sing, so we can sing. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Father, I hear your heart beating, a river running through my soul. The light will show me the way to go. Mother, I feel you under my feet. Father, I hear your heart beating, a river running through my soul. The light will show me the way to go.
Okay, Mitchell, come on up. This is we call the pre-prayer. And we're going to do a reading on page 78 called Hineni, Here I Am. Hineni is one of the most important concepts in the High Holidays. It means here I am. It's the idea of bearing your soul, being who you are in front of the divine, in front of yourself, in front of each other, being authentic. Here I am, one being within this community.
Like those around me, I bring my own concerns and yearnings to this place. hoping they will find expression with these time-hallowed words.
And in the traditions cherished by generations before me,
may I bring the best of my energies to these holy days,
approaching this vital work with an open heart and mind,
with sincerity and sustained focus on the deep questions of this season.
Who am I?
How shall I live?
Where have I fallen short or failed?
This night, I take up the challenge of the days of awe,
a searching examination of my life,
a moral inventory of my deeds, words, and thoughts.
During the next 10 days, let me face the truth about myself.
And listen to your still small voice.
Taking comfort in their promise that I am always free to change.
Released from staleness and routine.
Let me know the joy of beginning again.
May I gain strength as I share this task with those around me.
United by our common purpose.
Tikkun midot, improving our characters.
And Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. I now prepare myself to pray, one being amidst this holy congregation. Just stay up here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, stay waiting that song.
Listening, breathing, present in the moment, watching, listening, breathing, present in the moment. Bokum et Adonai.
Thank you, Rob. Rob wrote that, and he should announce when he's written some of these songs because they're so beautiful. Thank you.
And joining us for the first time this year is Len, who I met at an Earth Day celebration. And he's a wonderful songwriter and quite a good musician. So we get to, he's going to also bring us into the moment with this song.
We have one little prayer reading first, and then have Len. This is from some wisdom from the Talmud.
How does one pray?
Fixed prayer bears no fruit.
What is fixed?
Whatever blocks the will to make it new.
What do you do before praying?
I pray that I may be able to pray.
So, a teacher I had always said that when a musician is up front tuning, it's an opportunity for all of us to tune ourselves. So this is a song I wrote recently, and it's called Home in the Holy Now, which seemed kind of relevant. Sun-drenched morning, leaves falling down. Fall is so pretty in my hometown. If I don't look, then I won't see the countless gifts that come to me. Lush green valley, illuminated sky. This Douglas fir grows so high, her roots go deep in holy ground. Being here is paradise found. I am grateful, so grateful. I fall down on my knees and I bow. Home in the holy now. So try that with me. So it's I am grateful, so grateful. I am grateful, so grateful, so grateful. I fall down on my knees and I bow. I fall down on my knees and I bow. Home in the holy now. Home. Through this forest shrine, I don't have to own it, and still it's all mine. Wash me clean in the gentle rain, so only what is real remains. I am grateful, so grateful. I fall down on my knees and I bow. Home in the holy now. I light up when I see your face. I feel healed by your embrace. So grateful for the love I've known. Thank you for walking me back home. I am grateful. So grateful. I fall down on my knees and I bow. Home and holy now. Home in the holy now.
So that brings us to what I call the Shema section. The Shema is the heart of many Jewish services. It's a declaration of oneness. And many times it's surrounded by blessings. And I did a little research, tried to educate myself a little bit about these things. And I found one teaching about the three blessings that surround the Shema are could be thought of as creation, redemption, and revelation. So, or maybe past, present, and future. So we usually do a song for love and before the Shema, and so that I think of as our creation moment. Love is the renewal, the regeneration, and the beginning. So this is one of these layered singing songs, and the word for love in Hebrew is ahava. Can you say that? Ahava. Yeah, it kind of gets in your heart a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Ahava, ahava. Give it a try. Ahava, ahava. That part just keeps going around. Ahava, ahava. Keep it going. Every creature, big and small, every being, love to all. Just wrap your arms around them, 'cause every single one contains that good medicine, that good medicine. Ahava, 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 ahava. All right, watch out now.
creature, big and small, every being, love to all. Just wrap your arms around them. Every single one contains that good medicine. That good medicine. That good medicine. Ahava. 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 Two more. Ahava. Some good medicine. And let's see. This brings us to the Shema.
Oh, wow. Send that this way. Thank you.
Very untraditional Shema. Although we can say it with one breath first, just to kind of get into the meaning of it. Just take a deep breath.
On page 6, if you want to.
Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. God is one is what Adonai Echad means. But this song that came to me, God, we're 99.9 the same. And we forget how similar we all are, and the oneness there is that 0.1 that makes us different when we look at each other. We don't look exactly the same, but at our essence there's a oneness. Israel, Adonai Eloheinu. listen, we're one. Oh, one. We're one. We are 99.9 the same. 99.9. We are 99.9 the same. 99.9 the same, the same, the same, the same. A different face, a different name. Soul and spirit, DNA. We're holy sparks from the same flame. 99.9 the same.
I've seen a few dancers. There's one there back there, but anyone is welcome to get up and dance. It always brings the spirits a little higher. I'm noticing time. I'm going to keep moving, but the middle section of this, the prayer right after Shema, I'm calling redemption or freedom, and we think of that as our exodus in the Jewish people, the exodus from slavery, and all the things that make us feel free in this world. But and I'm just going to gloss over it because I put so many songs in this service, and I don't want it to be too long. We're going to go right to the last one, which is kind of the recipe for the future. Present is freedom, and all the things that challenge us in our own freedom and our personal freedom. But the recipe for our future and an existence comes with the Torah, and this deliverance from the mountain. This sense of there is a future, and how are we going to get there? And there's a traditional Hashkivenu prayer, which talks about lying down and that there be a shelter of peace over us, and that which sustains us shelters us. And I think what I think of as the recipe for the future is also where we point our hearts and allow the universe to conspire with us and to be joyful. Draw water and joy from the living well. Draw water and joy from the living well. Sing with us. We draw water and joy from the living well. We draw water and joy from the living well. Ufos Aleinu Sucha Shalom Shalom. Spread over us wings of peace. Shalom. We draw water and joy from the living well. Draw water and joy, from the living well. We draw water and joy from the living well. Draw water and joy from the living well. Mayim Chayim
So we're going to enter the Amidah part of the service, which is Rob was talking about. That's the eye. And Rabbi Hanan talked about it as the center, the core of the service. Everything before it is going into that eye, that state of being with one with our source, and everything after it is coming out of that oneness and bringing out the wisdom and the energy and the spirit that we've gained. The Amidah is coming to that oneness. So even though we're in community, it's the part of the spirit, part of the service where we really are with ourselves and connect with who we really are, which is one, is an aspect of the one. And we don't need a rabbi. A rabbi is just a teacher. We don't need a priest to act between us and the divine, because the divine is us. We just need to quiet ourselves, go within, and be with ourselves. So it's a time we try to connect with our own spirit. And Rob's going to bring us into it with a song, Spirit of the One, and then there'll be a moment of silence, and that time you can sit quietly and close your eyes if you'd like. Traditionally in Jewishing, it's a standing meditation, so you can stand. The Orthodox, a lot of them do a rocking motion. You can try that if you like, whatever's comfortable. And then when we're done, just for a few minutes, Aruna Beth's going to take us out with the angel song.
So yeah, like he said, you're welcome to stand, you're welcome to sit, cover your eyes, whatever feels right. And this is a song for bringing us into our own meditation.
Spirit of the One, come to me. Spirit of the One, alive in me. You are of the earth, you are of the sky. Spirit of the One on high, like particles of light, shine upon the sea. Spirit of the One shines in me. In my dream, where I am, Spirit of the One, take my hand. And the part of me that feels, and the part of me that heals, Spirit of the One is real. Spirit of the One, come to me. Spirit of the One, alive in me. You are of the earth, and you are of the sky. Spirit of the One on high, like particles of light, shine upon the sea.
Please join us on page 80. Lai 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 Hashem, Hashem, Elohei Yisrael, Mimini Michael, Umismoli Gabriel, Umilfanai Uriel, Mechodai Raphael, Vial Roshi, Shechinatel, Lai 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 lai. In the holy presence of love, Yisrael. On my right is Michael, on my left Gabriel. Before me is Uriel, behind me Raphael. Above my head, surrounding me, Shechinatel. Lai 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 lai
Bring out our little Torah.
Oh yeah, can you reach and open that? You gotta take it. Wait, you gotta leave it in. Just leave it in.
What's that? Just leave it in.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the part of the service that represents the Torah portion. But many renewal services these days, when they don't do a Torah service, they just to have living Torah, bring the wisdom that comes. And so we just open the Torah to represent the Torah portion of the service. And Chico is going to start with that, giving a song that he wrote.
As we get back, can you hear me? Okay. As we get back into the we part, I have to say how nice it is to see you all again. And see anybody at the New Year for a long time. So the song has a story to it. Yeah?
It's okay.
Sure. This is...
No, that's going to vocal.
No. Oh, this is for yeah. Because this one's for singing into. Got it. Okay. All right. I'm going to get a little bit more right there. There. So the song has a story to it. Some years ago, I went home from Rosh Hashanah services, totally inspired, and I said, I'm gonna use the 10 days of awe and write a song by Yom Kippur, and which doesn't seem like too big a task, except that like I usually spend about 2 years on a song, and I got it done, and there it is. So. Now that the leaves are gone, the sky is so much closer, and when the moon is down, all the stars are clear. Now that the wind has blown, I can feel the waves of changes, like ripples from a stone, the turning of the year. Now that the year is old, it waits till we're not looking, steps out into the cold, and it's gone where it came from. Now that the fire has burned, and all that's left is ashes, what is it we have learned? What is yet to come? This fragile life is like a candle in the night. The migrating geese are calling, the sky is filled with light. When I'm on my own, sounds of life are moving like water over stone. They ripple and they sing, touching the healing hand, turning toward the center. Let me know who I am and how to let it ring. This fragile life is like a candle in the night. Migrating geese are calling, the sky is filled with light.
I'd like to invite Eric up if he's here. This was one of Rabbi Hanan's favorite prayers, Lev Tahor, and I learned this version from him. And Lev Tahor, Baro Li Elohim, a heart that is pure, create within me Elohim. It's from Psalm, I think, 51. And it was written 5,000 years ago, these words. And just think that they were still having the same tsuris that we have today 5,000 years ago. It makes me feel actually like everybody's looking for love and for forgiveness. So please join us. I'm not sure what page. Does anyone have the page? Left to Whore?
78.
78. And we'll have some repetition so you can sing with us. And after that, we'll follow with a nigun from Rabbi Arya Hirschfeld. Lai 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 lai. Lai 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 lai. Lev tahor beroli Elohim, veruach nachon chadish chadish bekirbi. Please join us. Lev tahor beroli Elohim, veruach nachon chadish chadish bekirbi. Tashlicheni milnefanecho, veruach kodshecha al tikach mimeni, veruach kodshecha al tikach mimeni. A heart that is pure, create within me, Elohim. A spirit in tune, renew within me. A heart that is pure, create within me, Elohim. A spirit in tune, renew within me. Cast me Lai 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 lai
I had a dream the other day. I dreamed a true story from the Fools of Chelm. It was about Yitzhak, the feather merchant. Yitzhak was a happy feather merchant. Life was going well. But then one day, things were not feeling so good for Yitzhak. His neighbor kept talking about some big fat butcher who his neighbor Shmuel thought he was the Messiah. And that anybody who didn't agree with Shmuel and didn't think he was the Messiah must be some kind of idiot. And then he discovered the bed bugs were plaguing everything. They were getting into everything. And he couldn't sell his feathers and his pillows because everyone was afraid they were infested with bed bugs. Some people thought it was the Z conspiracy, that Cossack spies were hiding out as bed bugs, and they would spy on the Jews. Others thought that the Tsar was involved, and the Tsar had put the bed bugs in the feathers to corner the market. So he was upset. He was sad. He couldn't find his way. One day he was wandering around town, lost in his thoughts and worries, and he ran into Gimple the fool. And Gimple said, "What's the matter? Why are you wandering around this part of town?" And he started pouring his heart out to Gimple. "I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm mad. I don't know what to do with myself. I feel so hopeless." So Gimple said, "Well, when I'm feeling that way, I go see Reb Emmett. Reb Emmett's a very wise man. His very name means faith, and he'll help you." So they walked over to Reb Emmett's home, and they said, "Reb Emmett, could you help us?" And he explained to Reb Emmett all his problems. And Reb Emmett says, "Well, it's very simple. You must turn back the hands of time. You must slow down. You must live like your ancestors. Live like Moshe. Live like Adam. Live like the Baal Shem Tov lived, and everything will be okay." So they left, and Yitzhak didn't feel any better, and he told Gimple, I don't feel any better. And Gimple said, "Well, there's this cave where this hermit lives, and the hermit will help you." So they went to the hermit. They went to the cave in the woods, and they yelled out, "Is anybody there?" And from inside the cave they heard, "No, nobody's here. It is just me, the one who sees." And so they walked in, and they could see him sitting in the dark, and they said, "Why are you sitting in the dark?" And he said, "Well, I can see better when I'm not confused by all the daily occurrences and all the things happening around." And I said, "Tell me why you're here." And so he started explaining, Yitzhak started explaining his problems. And while he started explaining, Ra'ah, the hermit, started chanting and started a nagun. Yai, die, die, die. Yai, die, die, die. He apparently wasn't interested at all in what he had to say. And so Yitzhak said, "Well, you didn't even hear what I had to say." And he said, "It's just distractions, just distractions. You just need to pay attention to the one. It's all there. The whole world is filled with his glory." And he started laughing and laughing and laughing. And he said, "Well, why are you laughing?" And he said, "Well, the whole world is filled with his glory, and most of it is quite amusing." So he started chanting again and started his nagun again. And so they just walked out of the cave and started walking back. And Yitzhak complained to Gimple, "Well, I don't feel any better. I feel worse than ever." And Gimple said, "Well, with such wisdom, it often creates some nausea. You just need to take some bicarbonate and sleep on it." So they crawled back out of the cave and went home. And Gimple said, when he got home, he followed Gimple's advice. He ate a bowl of chicken soup and reflected upon his day and fell into a deep sleep. Suddenly he was awoken by a shofar blasting in his ear. He opened his eyes and saw Gabriel the messenger. "Take heed, you'll be visited by 3 angels tonight. Each will offer you a valuable lesson." Soon the first angel appeared. "I am Michael, he who is like God. For is it not our task to divide that which is like God from that which is not?" Suddenly Yitzhak found himself up on the mountain. There he saw Moses herding the sheep. "Oh, great Moshe! Reb Emmett says to find peace, I need to become more like you." Moshe interrupted him. "Like me? Hounded by slaves and guards? Jethro barking orders at me? And Hashem bickering, telling me what to do and how to do it? Oy vey, the smell of the sheep." And don't get me started on the climate change and the wildfires up here. No, Yitzhak, you don't want my life. Live your own darn life. With this, Moshe began to slowly dissolve into mist, but he still went on speaking. The only example you should follow from me is to learn from your experience, ask the deepest questions, and most importantly, for the answers, listen to the still small voice within. Well, the next moment, Moshe was entirely gone. He closed his eyes, Yitzhak closed his eyes, and he listened for the still small voice, but all he heard was a wind whispering through the trees. And when he opened his eyes again, there he was, back in his bed. But he wasn't alone. Beside him stood the angel Uriel. I am eternal fire, I am change, the only thing that is constant. I have come to show you Hashem's handiwork. Suddenly, Yitzhak was back on the mountaintop. This time, the mountain was so high that below him he could see the entire majesty of creation. As Yitzhak watched, he could see the oceans rise and fall, the seasons change in the blink of an eye. He watched the mountains shooting up and eroding away, continents rearranging like pieces of a puzzle. And then the mountain became something celestial, like an asteroid floating in space. As they looked out, they could see gas clouds swirling around, suns and planets formed and dissolved out of endless debris. There was no center. Nothing held still. Yitzhak was dizzy. One thing caused the next, and the first thing caused that. What was a human life in the midst of such chaos? Frightened, Yitzhak cried out, Am I just a cog in a huge machine? Uriel announced. In the great unfolding, a bubbling of new forms effervesce. You only exist suspended in a web of all that has ever happened before. Is the raindrop ever really separate from the ocean? Is a tortoise ever without the shell? Does the wave in the ocean ever feel alone? Yitzhak wondered, but how can I find my way in such a restless sea? Find your way? You must make your way. The future is a mystery, but you are the author. The stage is set, but you must make the entrance. Hashem delights in the beauty of your story, but it is only when you reach for compassion that tears of joy come to his eyes. Comedy and tragedy are just perspectives. You see, the story never really ends. Does anything really ever stop? As Yitzhak pondered that question, the whole cosmos began spinning. He shut his eyes in dizziness, and when he opened them again, he was relieved to find himself in his own bed under a warm blanket with a solid roof over his head. He again began to drift off. But before he was half asleep, he was awakened by the soothing touch of Raphael, the healer. Raphael silently beckoned him to follow. He pointed to the horizon where there was a slight glow coming as the sun was beginning to rise. There wasn't much time left. The angel led him to a cottage of his own grandparents, and once inside, he beckoned Yitzhak to go upstairs to the room where his Alta Bubby lived, his great-grandmother. He had not seen her since she was a child, when she died when he was 5. Yet there she sat in her rocking chair, just as he remembered. What are you weaving, Bubby? Each day, the shawl of your soul wears thin and must be rewoven. Your stories and ambitions must be refreshed. Here, look. You can see the threads of the past, all your memories, your deeds and impressions of yesterday and yesteryear, the good and the bad, the joyous and the painful. All these threads must be gathered and woven anew. Yesterday's cloth has lost its shine. It's time to weave it again into a new shawl. Do you do this every night, Bubby? The new can only be made from the old, but we must do the making. We only have old cloth to work with, but it's too old and flimsy and fragile. The bright colors have faded. Can you feel how uncomfortable it is to wear the old, ill-fitting cloth? These special needles I have borrowed from Hashem. Pull the right stitches from your dreams. Visions and passions are always being dreamt up within you. So I gather the strands together to remember, to reweave with chaim, with life. The past must be rewoven in ways that will inspire you, whatever today's weather brings. Yitzhak looked upon the beautiful shawl, so vibrant, so attractive. Bubby, can I weave like that? Can you? You must. Come visit me every night, and I will teach you. As his old great-grandmother continued to knit, she slowly rocked back and forth. Yitzhak's eyes became heavy, and soon he drifted off to sleep. As the daylight wakened him, he remembered his dreams, and he began to laugh. It had been a long time since he laughed like this. He laughed at his dream of Moses. He laughed at the archangels. And when he thought of his Alte Bubba, he just smiled. But his eyes laughed, and for the first time in years, he remembered what his name, Yitzhak, meant. He who laughs. As usually happens with dreams, the details faded by breakfast. Yet Yitzhak felt happier and more at peace than he could recall. As he put on his shawl and prepared to face the day, he felt surprisingly relaxed and renewed, and ready to do what he could to make the world a better place.
Lie, 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 lie,
So I think we're going to move to the memorial. And this is where we honor those who've passed in the last year or at any time, and we want to remember them. There's a reading, let's see, is it 9?
Oh, Rose was going to help me with this. Rose? Page 9. We will remember. And where it says we will remember, feel free to join us. We're going to read that together. In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we will remember.
In the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter,
we will remember them. In the opening buds and in the rebirth of spring, we will remember them.
In the rustling of the leaves and the beauty of autumn,
we will remember them. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we will remember them.
When we are weary and in need of strength,
let us remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, let us remember them.
When we have joys we yearn to share,
let us remember them. So long as we live, they too shall live, for they are now part of us, as we remember them.
Thank you.
We're going to chant this Nagun and just try to bring into the room anybody who's passed, and we can call out their names and bring them here with us as we sing a little Nagun and honor the spirit and the presence of our loved ones. Rabbi Hanan Sills.
Anthony Gualtieri.
Charles Tobias.
Joan Sugarman. Joan Rose.
Gregory Kahn.
Rabbi Hanan. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Desmond Tutu.
Ben Bachner.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
Oh yeah, we want to be up here though. That's right.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Let's try that again. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Etz Chaim, the tree of life. Etz Chaim, Etz Chaim, the tree of life. Etz Chaim, and what the tree it breathes in, I breathe out. What I breathe out, the tree breathes in. Etz Chaim, the tree of life. Etz Chaim, Etz Chaim, tree of life. Etz Chaim, and I reach and I turn, I teach and I learn. I'm reaching for the highest branch I see. Yes, I reach
Thank you all for your presence tonight. We have one closing song and I don't know, announcements first before our closing song?
You know, I made most of the announcement. I was just going to review the schedule, so I won't take the time now, but schedules are on the table out there on the website. You might want to keep posted for other possible events. We might have some Yom Kippur Day play shops, so keep posted for that. And I, in Hanan's tradition, or I guess in an old tradition, suggested possible charitable cause if one feels charitable, which is a couple. I listed a couple events on the newsletter and on the website. A couple charities, nonprofits that are supporting Jewish refugees and relocation of Ukrainians. And I know a lot of us came from that part of the world and can relate that the Jews weren't always taken care of when they were refugees. So I've given to that cause, and you might want to look at that. And I've researched a bunch of different ones, and those two that I listed look like good organizations. And
we're going to have some kiddush, break some bread after this. But before I sing this, I was doing some reading last night, and thinking about these days to come, and how we always talk about, we examine the places we miss the mark, where we fall down, where we didn't get it right in our lives, and we try to point to a new year and new ways of doing things or processing things. And one thing I'm heartened by is that the article I was reading was talking about artificial intelligence and how much it's getting, taking our place and can do all these things better or perfected. But we are, the beauty of the human being is that we fail over and over again, and then find a way to come back from it and pick ourselves up. And it's the failing that, I'll quote a couple of my favorite songwriters: with every mistake we must surely be learning, was a George Harrison, very wise things to say. And Bob Dylan said, success, there's no success like failure, and failure is no success at all. No success like failure, like you have to try, you gotta try. And everything is edited, So this is what we get to examine in these next 10 days: is our attempts, our failures, and hopefully picking ourselves up and setting ourselves in new directions. It's a peace song.
For one night we can overcome our differences and see our own reflection in one another, and know that we're part of the whole. And with our love tonight we invite tonight. come together and talk to one another, and the left hand and the right hand can clap out a beat and make music, sweet music, where even the opposites could dance a dance of coexist, and when they mix, what a beautiful sunset. And like the earth reflects in the water, and the fire dances in the air, we can make blessings to all of you for being here, and love and light in the new year, these 10 days. And let's go break some bread, and we'll end our evening back there in the social hall. Blessing. Yes, Janice and her helpers have been busy with apples and honey.
Yeah, thank you, Janice and Sherry, and everyone else who helped out on today's event.